Hello.
Hey Jerry, how are you today? How are you
Oh
living
my,
your best?
I talk about living your best life. I am so excited about today's topic. I'm so excited about the meal. I really am living my best life. It's a Friday. We have the Labor Day weekend coming up here in Canada.
We
You
did
guys,
too.
okay, so that's something that Canada and the US share. We have the Labor Day weekend.
That's nice to know because I didn't know that. I thought it was just an American thing. So that's
No, we
awesome.
Mondays are off. So then so work is Tuesday. So a nice little break. Any
Yes.
plans for the weekend? Anything you guys are doing?
Yes. Well, actually, right after we finish filming the show today, we're going to be picking up my oldest daughter, Michelle, up at William and Mary, and she has the weekend off as well, or Monday off. So we figured she might as well come back home and hang out with us. So we're picking her up, and my younger daughter, Aiden, she has her driver's permit. So
Sure.
she's now wanting to drive on the highway. Not the first time. She drove on the highway the other night, shockingly, but she's going to be driving us about an hour up. So that's going to be really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But today I'll be cooking menudo for you all. And menudo is actually crosses many cultures. I think it crosses maybe, many Latin cultures. It crosses the Filipino culture, which is my family's culture. And so it's going to be really, really
And
yummy.
crosses my culture as well because you're adding a bit of an ingredient from what I hear.
Yes, we're using kielbasa today, Polska kielbasa. And that's not necessarily a Filipino tradition. They usually use hot dogs, but I don't like hot dogs and menudo.
Mm.
So I think kielbasa is so much, provides much more flavor, once it's rendered down. And so basically, I have made it with chicken thighs. I'm a dark meat person, so I've made it with chicken thighs
Same here.
before,
Yep.
but
Dark meat people
today,
over here.
I'm going to
Absolutely.
use the bone-in chicken. And so I have chicken legs and chicken thighs. And the reason for this is that just the bone flavor, just the flavor of the actual chicken with the bone is a lot. It brings more of that the depth to the flavor of the entire dish. So just to give you some ingredients, we have the kielbasa, which I've
Hmm.
already sliced. We have beautiful bell peppers. So I have, I think, a red, a yellow, and a green. And you can use frozen bell peppers. That works too if you don't have time. And then sometimes, like at Trader Joe's, they have the frozen bell pepper mix with onions. But this is a giant Vidalia onion that I've already chopped.
Hmm.
And then I
Hmm.
have three smaller carrots, so two medium or three small carrots,
Okay.
and then three small red potatoes that I've chopped here as well. So you
Oh,
can
and
see kind
you
of, you can
quarter
do
them.
big
Is
chunks,
that
but right. So just the tinier sort of diced potatoes. And then I'm just going to throw in garlic at the very end. We're going to smash it together. So, but the secret ingredient is, other than the kielbasa, I guess we have two maybe, but secret ingredient is the Mediterranean bay leaf.
oh,
And they smell so good. And, I just came from a trip. I was in France and they use bay leaves and they sell bay leaves at the market. So you see them where they're just not dried like this, but they're actually fresh and they look like, leaves that have just come off of the bay laurel
yeah.
bush or tree. So that's what I'm using. And I'll throw a bunch in there. I like the whole ones. Some of these are broken. So I kind of, fish through and find the bigger, the whole ones so that if you're eating it, you can just kind of push it to the side so you don't have to eat the actual leaf because this is what's going to give it that really special flavor. So between
Christy, I could you tell us a little more about the bay leaf? Because you sound like because the bay leaf has such a significant part in terms of my life. Like
oh
I'm gonna
really?
tell you this. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to tell you. But first of all, tell me more about the bay leaf. It's a bush. If does it come
It's
from a tree? I use it in so many different ways. Tell me more
right.
about this bay leaf.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know that, that its origins, I think, are in the Mediterranean because you always see like Mediterranean bay laurel plants. And so basically, when I almost bought one this summer and I will this coming spring, they had a tiny one. And then by the end of summer, I didn't buy that and I should have because by the end of summer, it was about 2 feet high. It grew
Oh
pretty.
wow.
So basically, it has these beautiful dark green leaves. This one dried gets a lot lighter, right? But The smell of it is just incredible. Sometimes, I think the combination, once it is infused in the oil and the heat with things like the garlic and the onions and what else? The sea salt, for example, just that flavor is really unique. I know in Filipino cooking, we use it a lot. It's used in the what we call adobo. And that's one of the main ingredients of adobo, which would be soy sauce, white vinegar, black peppercorns, a
Whoa.
lot of garlic, and no salt because of the soy sauce, but then tons of bay leaves, and it really, really makes for a beautiful adobo.
L- Can,
So
can
I
I
love
can I
it.
let me
Yes,
test as you start because I'm sure the steps involved
yeah.
here. Okay.
I'm going to
Um.
put the first ingredients in, which would be the onions, the potatoes, and then I'll add some chicken. Okay.
Okay. I love it. I love it. And if I, Christy, I gotta be honest with you. I have never cooked a soup or pickled something without putting in bay leaves.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, bay leaves and black peppercorns. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, look at those colors are going in. We're gonna. I wish we can
Oh,
hear the sound and the sizzle.
you hear that?
I
Yeah.
not really.
You can't hear. Okay, I'll show you. I have it. It's already starting to sizzle. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
that in
we
the.
can hear that now. Yeah, we can see that. Okay.
You can see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be really nice. I'm using the big pot again. And the nice thing about this dish is it is a one pot dish. So you don't have to keep dirtying up different pots. You'll have some bowls. I have everything. But normally I would just take it after I chop it, I would throw it in. But for today's show, I have things in different bowls. So I'm going to go ahead and toss in the potatoes because they take a little bit longer to cook down. Same with
Okay.
the peppers, onions.
So that's interesting.
Oh, and I have carrots.
So you're putting in see, I never cook like that. I never put in the vegetables because the potatoes seem like they're gonna take a long time. Then the carrots. Okay.
And carrots too.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we were talking bay leaves. The flavor that the bay leaf gives, in a when I'm pickling something, when I make a soup, it just creates a bomb of flavor, you know? Oh, and then the chickens with the bone in.
Chicken thighs, chicken legs, bone in.
You're gonna put it in right now?
I'm gonna put it all in. Yeah, 'cause
What?
it's all gonna cook down together. Yes. So I'm just gonna toss it in and let it start cooking.
This
And
is
you,
okay. This is very interesting because
yeah,
okay, very interesting. I'm very curious about this.
and I'm going to go ahead and add the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put the kielbasa in as well. That's why I decided to do this one today because it's a really nice, easy dish. So tossing all of that in, okay,
And the
and I'm going to
kibasa is
put some.
already cooked, so
It's already cooked, yes. The only thing that's not cooked is the chicken, but the chicken with the heat from everything else is going to cook in it, right? And so I'm just going to cover that right now and let that cook down. And we're going to talk. And I'm going to add some bay leaves too. I'm going to pick through them. So
wow.
I'll
So
add the bay leaves. Tell us
this
what.
is I got to tell you, this sounds amazing. First of all, you put the chicken in, you put the vegetables. It sounds like the simplicity of this dish. I have to say,
Mhm.
because I've
It's
never
really
put vegetables together with raw chicken and then raw potatoes, and then on top of that the
it's
carrots. But it's
yeah,
like a stew of sorts in a way.
exactly. It really is. And here are the bay leaves. So I'm going to put like eight. I don't know, one, two, three, four, five,
Wow,
six,
that is a
eight.
big
I'll
number
do
of bay
like
leaves.
10. Put about 10 in there to give it a lot of bay leaf flavor. Okay,
That's
here you
going to be
go.
a lot of bay leaf flavor right there.
Yeah.
I usually put in one, two, three, maybe four.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And I'm not going to put any sea salt in or anything until after because the kielbasa has salt in it on its own. And now while we're talking and while you finish telling us about bay leaves, I'm going to just smash some garlic. So I just usually use the end of this and smash.
I got some bad news for you, Christy. I ran out of my bay leaf material. That's all I know about bay leaves. You know, but
That's it. Oh,
but I'm so like when you say Mediterranean, because to
uh-huh.
me, when I told you that I make every soup that I make, well, with the exception of I guess it's the potato leek soup.
Right,
Basil is just such an explosive flavor. And
right.
especially when you put it with pickles and things of that nature. But I'm always curious about how other countries like use different things because like in Africa they may not they probably don't have bay leaves. So like what
Yeah.
do they use? Because there must be a leaf of flavor. I only know bay leaf. Do you know any other leaves that provide the same amount of essence to food as the bay leaf?
I mean, as far as a leaf, maybe not. I just know herbs, like a basil, obviously we know that. And I was using my cleaver to
Oh,
smash
okay.
it. And honestly, you just smash it once and then the skin comes off, and it makes it easier. And then you're right there. And all you have to do is chop it up. And then I just start smashing it and chopping it like that. And then it's ready to just throw in. I mean, it's like the easiest dish, right,
So,
Jerry?
so you
I
just kind
mean,
of like rustically chop it in and like take the skin up and just throw it in there.
look at this. It's like a real rough chop. See that?
There you go. Yeah. Okay. I see what
That's
you're doing.
all I'm going to do. And I'm going to throw that in a little bit, not yet. So I'm going to stir it around a little.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, because it's starting to go now, and I'm just going to start stirring. You probably won't see the final product today because of the fact that, it still has to cook down. But I wanted to show you with the raw ingredients because it's never, it's always harder to show it to you once it's already cooked. So I wanted to show you, and it's
Can I,
amazing.
I want to talk to you about a couple of concerns that I have at the moment. Here's
Sure.
because I know this is not the first time that you made it, but how is the chicken going to get cooked on the inside of the bone? Like, because you're steaming it essentially, right? So it's going to be like because you're
Yeah.
combining kielbasa and raw chicken, and I'm just like the flavor situation, the meats and the veggies.
Because of the fact that the vegetables really are fine when they're really cooked down. It's going to
Yeah.
be, yeah, it'll be a little while before this cooks. So we won't be eating it in this episode, but I'll at least be able to take pictures of the final dish and everything. But this is just the start and it cooks everything down nicely. I think also, I have this nice copper pot. It's from Brooklyn Copper and it just really, keeps everything nice and evenly cooked or
Yes.
cooking and it's almost, I mean, I like to use the an Instapot, but that's hard to show here on,
Yeah.
when we're recording live. And so, but to be honest with you, the flavors are so amazing when it takes time and things get to sort of stew down. So that's it. That's,
Well,
and you
you have
can't
the kielbasa in there.
buy things ahead of time. You can,
Yeah.
that's fine too, but it's just, I don't know, the flavors are going to start to meld now. And then we're
Well,
going to add marinara and we're going to add some diced tomatoes and
oh,
peas. And you know what? I forgot to grab the peas. They're in the freezer, but I'll go get those later. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic here that I rough chopped. And
okay.
this was
Okay. And listen, I will be able to talk about kielbasa for about 3, 4, 5 minutes while you get the peas if needed. Okay.
okay.
But I gotta tell, I love the substitution of hot dogs for kielbasa. I love that because I'm just thinking about the smokiness of the kielbasa and that marinara sauce, and it's supporting
Right?
that. Because let me ask you, did you marinate that chicken or did you just throw it in raw?
I just took it out of the container.
You did. See, that's why I'm so curious about making this dish myself this week because I love chicken. I love peppers. I love kielbasa. I love everything you're putting in there is love.
Yeah, right? It's amazing. You know what? I forgot. I'm going to take a picture while I'm here before I forget. Okay, you have to smile too because that's what we do
Okay.
now
Okay.
is we're going to
Okay.
take a picture of us.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's get photogenic here.
One. Okay, one, two, three. Got it. Perfect.
Okay.
I'm going to take a picture. Oh, it's getting steamy. Hold on. Okay. Before it steams, right? And I'll take a little video of it too. So what you can.
That's right. That's very important. And yeah, video.
Okay, yeah, good. So we have some. Woohoo! So,
Okay. Okay.
okay, tell me about your kielbasa story.
Um, well, in my world, it's called kielbasa, and it's used to represent all deli. So like any kind of deli meat is called kielbasa, right? So when I came to North America, and they're like, "Oh, here's kielbasa or kielbasa, however you guys pronounce it," it's like it's so funny because it's just deli meat's like a big deal in our country. Like we kill the animals, then we package them, and then you have all that. So to me, I've had kielbasa growing up my whole life, but
Right.
because I've almost taken it for granted. But then when you buy at the grocery store and you get the smokiness and it's something else. 'Cause I'm a big kielbasa, I'm a big salami guy. So
Me too.
anything, oof, yeah. 100%. So I'm a big fan of all those things.
Any kind of, sausage, kielbasa, anything that's going on a charcuterie board, a pate, a foie gras. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'll
Now,
take
can we? Okay, okay.
it.
Now today's names of the name of today's episode is Rest and Rejuvenate.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, me and you are both coming off some pretty significant rest,
Yes.
and I just feel like I'm on cloud nine. I feel like a whole new leaf is turned. My
Yes.
goodness, is it important to rest? Is it important to take a break to be the very best version of yourself possible? Yeah.
Yes. Because I feel like if you are not well rested, if you're not healthy, if you're not happy, that everything else is going to fall to the wayside, right?
Mm.
Being a partner to your partner, living your life if you're single, being a great daughter or son or sister or brother, aunt, uncle, everything, anything, employee, right? Just you need to find that health and balance in your life. And sometimes we just go and we go and we go. I know I do. I mean, I have lists that are, sorry about my dogs. I
No,
have,
they're adding to the
and
episode. I love it.
they want to be down here with the kielbasa and the chicken. So,
Can you blame them? If I was a dog, I would do the
right?
same thing. I would scream. I would do everything I could in my body to
I
come
know.
down to the smell.
Mommy, I want menudo.
I want Menudo. I want the chicken. I want the
The
bacon.
chicken kielbasa. Yeah, so we love our puppies here. But anyhow, so I just felt like I was starting to really not feel like I could give 100% or like
Yeah.
the 1,000% that I normally do because I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot with my new job, my new position, and I was doing a lot with, my family and, it was summertime and just, kids in, kids out, right? Then getting them back to school, at college, and then starting my own, work again. My job ramps up because it's university setting, and so fall is very, very busy for us. So I'm very busy this time of year, and so figured I needed a break, and Jerry, you did too. We kind of had our
Yeah.
holidays same time,
I definitely needed a break.
and I feel like a new person because I didn't realize I was so tired and just, I think mentally exhausted from all of the work and promoting music and doing things like that. Even though I'm doing things that I absolutely love with my job and with my music and, my family's amazing and I feel very, very blessed. We still can burn the candle at both ends, right? Which is
Yes. Yes.
something we don't want to do and we want to learn to balance, right?
Yes.
And to find that balance. And in that balance, we have to take time to rest, right? So I think, different ways that you can do that. And I'm going to have you kind of talk about that in a second because I know you're great at this. You do a lot of meditation. And I think
Right.
meditation can be a form of rest. Even though you're meditating, it's still allowing the body to be still. And oftentimes I feel like we are going, going, going all the time. I know I'm running up and down stairs all day long and around the house and working and at my computer up and down, letting dogs in and out of the house and feeding them and feeding people. And, I don't rest a lot. And,
Hmm.
there's one thing to sleep, but there's another to actually have downtime and
Right.
rest. Since my vacation, had a wonderful vacation. We went to France for the first time, took our daughters to the south of France and we were
Mm.
in little villages and
Mm.
it changed my life and it changed my family's life because we got to see that how a different culture lives, right? And how they go to markets. They're not just running up to Wegmans or Trader Joe's or Kroger to get groceries, but they're going to markets where families have farms and olive, olive farms. I don't know, what do they call them? It's not a vineyard, wineries, everything, fruit, everything that you need that to bring to market to purchase for
Yeah.
your food. families take so much time to grow these things, and then to the care that's involved. So the food that you're getting is very special, right? And not just, out of a greenhouse, for example, or farmed with no, with pesticides and things. So it was just amazing to have such fresh bread and fresh cheese and fresh meat. And, for the first, not the first time, I absolutely love, we talked about sausages and meat. We're meat lovers. I mean, I was a vegan for many years, but, it wasn't it didn't set well with my body. So I have to have some iron. And
Yeah.
I do still eat some red meat, and I eat more, chicken and fish, things
Red
like
meat. No, no, and you know what's amazing is because as you're saying, I'm like, are you describing your vacation or my vacation? Because I may not have gone to France, okay,
but you,
but I'm Canadian, darn it. So I
yes.
go to Quebec. I go to the French people of my country, okay?
Right,
And I gotta tell you, like Quebec, it's a different world, man. Like
right,
everything you've described, like every morning first of all, the cheese, the milk. I had coffee every day in Quebec, and I asked for a macchiato, and the milk was just better in Quebec. I
right,
don't in Ontario, like I love Toronto. I love Toronto. I love the city, but but I'm living in the heart of the concrete jungle, and I
right,
went to Quebec in right by a lake. And I'm on this lake, Christy, and my experience was a little different. It's not that it was, this as I was gone away in nature. I was gone away with like no. We still have Wi-Fi and technology, but there's a part of me that I woke up every morning and I went to the forest, and I don't know why. I just started waking up in the morning. I went to the forest, and I was seeing all these mushrooms, and we were picking mushrooms, we were cooking mushrooms, and I was just like, I am with nature. I saw the fish,
right,
and I bonded with nature in such a way where I realized, like, you know, you wherever you're living, you're in Virginia, I'm in Toronto, you have to get out and just stop the daily bustle. You got to stop the running around, the 9 to 5, the work, the emails, the Wi-Fi, getting back to somebody yesterday, and it was just the only way I can describe it is the art of doing nothing.
nothing. Right, right,
Just doing nothing, and it's important to get away. It's important to take a break for yourself. But now that I was back, the thing that kept coming back in my head is like, why don't I? Why do I have to go on vacation? I'm on vacation mode. How do I bring that essence
right.
back to
That's
my
yes,
right? You know what I
yes.
mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. And it kind of made me sad because I felt
Mm.
like I don't know if I can replicate that. I was having foie gras, which I know some people don't, believe in eating, but I figured, okay, maybe they raise them humanely. I hope, the geese. But I did have some foie gras, which I normally don't have here, and it was amazing and
It's
delicious.
okay. I'm not a big fan of foie gras, but I get it. Listen, if you're
Yeah,
in Virginia, we're
right,
capitalists. We're about freedom. Yeah,
right.
I get it. It's tough. The duck and the liver. It's a big, but apparently it's supposed to be the tastiest thing in the world. But
It's amazing. And then I also had a lot of steak tartare, which was, it's raw
really,
and raw filet. And it was so interesting because where we were, which was in the south of France, we traveled across from the eastern side to the western side and then back. There was more of a Mediterranean and Italian influence in the food. So I was I
mm,
don't want to say disappointed because their food was amazing. It was just different, and it was more Italian and Mediterranean, which was amazing for me because I didn't gain all the weight that I had thought that I was going to gain. I
I
didn't gain
gained so much weight, Christy.
really.
Oh, because I eat bread, cheese,
Yeah.
and butter
That's
and
right.
salami
Everything love. Yeah, that's my.
and
You can
wine and wine. I drink my share of wine.
say. And my girls, you can drink wine at a younger age, so it was
That's
so
true.
cute.
Yeah.
We went to this Michelin-inspired restaurant in Antibes, in the old village of Antibes, and
Ooh.
I had the most, I think I told you, I had the most amazing beef bourguignon that I've ever had with the most tender bits of beef. And my
Yeah.
daughters were so excited. It wasn't even about the food, which was amazing. They were excited because they were served wine for the first time. We
Special
have
time.
my house, but not out because the legal drinking age is 21. I know this is awful, but I don't like just using tomato sauce out of a can. So I use Bertolli traditional marinara, and I'm going to put 1 jar in and half of petite diced tomatoes. Okay. So
Okay,
that,
I see what you're doing. So I know Bertolli makes olive oil as well. So you're gonna so now tell me about the chicken and the kielbasa. Are
you want,
they must be pretty steamed and cooked at this point.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out, hold on. Okay. Talk about something and I'll be right back and get some gloves.
Okay. The thing about talking about something is that it's something. Well, no, today's episode is Rest and Rejuvenate. I think that one of the most important things about resting and rejuvenating is the fact that you get to cook some amazing kielbasa
Yeah.
and little
I'm
bit
going to
like,
hold on. I'm going to bring this down so that I can show you the pot. Okay,
okay,
hold
let's
on.
do it.
I don't know if you can see it. The chicken's already cooking. Can you?
Oh, oh wow.
And the kielbasa's
Wow.
already cooking. Yeah, it's
Wow.
yeah. But you can see there's juice down there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's amazing. And now I'm going to add you turn it back on because I turned it off. I've got it on like a medium to medium high heat, somewhere in between. I'm gonna put the whole jar in, okay? And then put half a can of diced tomatoes. I mean, where they go? Where they go? Here they are. Just to give it a little bit of a tomatoey base,
Sure.
okay? And then I'm just gonna stir it up and then cover it up. And then
Now, are
you're
you gonna
pretty,
put any salt in there at all?
no, because the juice from the kielbasa is very salty and I don't think that you need it. So I'm just going to stir this a little bit like this. And then I'm gonna cover it up. And
And
so
is there a decent amount of juice in there in terms of like water? It's like 1/4 full probably.
yeah, no, it's actually so juicy down. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Hold on.
Yeah, because I didn't actually see the juice. It's gonna be tough to see in the camera, but let's see if we can see the juice again.
I don't know if you can see the juice. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, that's
Much
thick.
juice in
Yeah.
there. You can
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's hard
Yeah.
to getting a workout here, muscles. But yeah, so I'm gonna cover it up now. And what I do is I put the chicken where the juice is, so that it cooks. It gets the heat from the juices, and that's how it cooks. And it's like a stew. And so I'll look up the history of Menudo, but I just
I'm dying to know the history of Menudo because it seems like a lot of countries have figured that out, when it
right.
comes to combining those ingredients.
Right. And the last thing that you'll add at the very, very end, and I use frozen peas. I mean, if you have fresh peas, by all means use them, but we very rarely get fresh peas anywhere. So the frozen peas are the best. And at the very end, right before I serve it, I'll put those in for the last 10 minutes, turn it on and get it bubbly again and put peas in for about 10, 15 minutes and let those just cook down. You don't want them gooey. I hate gooey peas. I still like them with a little bit of,
Yeah.
then you serve it over white rice. You can either
Okay.
eat this as a soup, soupy, because it is going to have a soup base from the juices of the kielbasa, the vegetables, the onions, the peppers, and the chicken. So you're going to have the chicken broth mixed with the kielbasa juice and the
Ooh.
tomatoes and the diced tomatoes. And it's just amazing. And then you'll get the bay leaf flavor and pepper. And I'll probably put a little bit more pepper and probably some more garlic powder as well. And
I'm a big fan of Worcestershire sauce.
right?
Do you have?
I say, right? I have a hard time saying that too. I don't even know what the correct way to say it is.
Well, it's
Worcestershire.
supposed to be Worcestershire, right? It's
Right.
some, but I always have. I gotta tell you, that sauce changed
Uh-huh.
my cooking to such an extent.
Oh yeah.
Um, because I've always have it in my pantry. I don't know if you do.
Right. I do. It's in the refrigerator for me. And I
Okay.
use it when I make gumbo. And I'll make gumbo for you guys one day.
Woo!
My version of gumbo is probably not as good as somebody who's from New Orleans with a, Creole background. But, I think our family likes it and I can share my recipe with everybody too. Let me take a picture. It's really, really pretty
Oh
here.
yeah. How
Mm,
does it smell in that kitchen right now? Tell me what you're
It's,
smelling.
I don't know if I can show you this picture
Let's
online,
see.
but can you see it?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful? Okay, I'm going to take a little video and then show you that too. It's amazing. Hold on. Because it's bubbling now. So let's see here. Hold on.
And how long before that's going to be ready?
I would say probably give it another like 30, 40 minutes and just let the chicken cook.
Oh, that's gonna be that's gonna so that truly is it's gonna cook in its juices there, and we're not gonna be able to see it in the next 45 seconds here as we're ending our episode, but clearly we got chicken, we have rest, we have a medley of vegetables, we have rejuvenation. I mean, this is the
Hey,
way to live your best life today.
isn't it? Okay, you have to look at this. This is amazing. Hold on. Let me take it, rewind it again. Go all the way back. Okay, can you see this?
Oh,
Wait. I don't know if you can.
did you move that? Oh,
Do you see that? Hold on, let me do it again.
that's nice. Yeah, let's see that again. Let's see that one more time.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, wait. Um, okay.
Oh,
See that? Isn't that beautiful? And see, so
wow.
it's going to cook down, and I will take a picture of everything once it's finished and we add the peas. And then you just cook some. Well, I forgot to make the rice because I was busy doing this, but you would cook the rice. You would start that first so that by the time you're finished and everybody's finished what, they're getting ready to watch a movie or whatever, and you sit down to dinner, if you all sit down watching movies or sit down at the table, whichever, your rice is done and then your meal is done. And look how easy that was. One pot, right?
Yeah, and you know what? The whole time you were talking about this, I was thinking about a paella, like in terms of adding
Oh,
the rice in the because there's so much liquid in there that it's like if you had a big pan that was really horizontal and you added a bunch of rice,
right?
because there was so much flavor. Like I gotta stop. I gotta start eating before I do these things. But that sounds incredible. Please make sure. So we're gonna post the final picture and some stuff afterwards. We're gonna
Right.
post the recipe so you guys have access to it because I'm
Yes.
sure that you guys you're gonna want to make this. I can
This is,
almost.
it is one of my family's favorite, and it smells so good right now. I wish you could smell it. I
Mm.
mean, it's amazing, and it's our version is just that my version is I don't use hot dogs. I use kielbasa,
We
and
stepped it up. We
we
stepped it
stepped
up to
it
the
up.
next level.
My best life. I don't want to eat a hot dog. If I'm going to
Hey,
eat a hot dog, it's going to be like a Nathan's hot dog with a ton of chili and cheddar, shredded cheddar and
that's
onion.
right. That's
Right?
right.
That's the way I want to eat a hot dog, not in Menudo. So,
I love it. I love it. Okay, that sounds
yeah,
like a great place to end the episode. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in.
thank
Hope you're
you.
living your best life, and we'll see you next Friday at 12:30
Happy,
Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of Living Your Best Life today.
happy Labor Day weekend and happy holiday weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.